Hi guys! So, welcome back to a Nomad's Journey audiobooks. This is me. Um, Currently reading Last Chance Books by Kelsey Rodkey. We're on chapter 11, which starts on page 123. Okay, just making sure I'm right. But yeah, thank you guys. And before we start, grab your phones or whatever you talk to people on, or tell your friends, just tell your friends about me. Get the word out about this channel so that we can grow the family that you're a part of because you subscribe. So, thank you guys, and let's get right into this chapter. Chapter 11, page 123. I wake up to my cream-colored walls drenched in sunlight, a bird chirping outside, and Astrid hovering over me with a brownie battered donut in her hand. It smells like winning the lottery. I thought that might wake you up, she says with a squinty smile behind her glasses. Are you excited for your first parents' free Hershey trip? She hands me the donut before I can accidentally take her hand off with it. I throw my legs over the side of my bed, my back cracking, and take a bite. Rescheduling? At one point, I would have been excited to spend a day sans parents at Hershey Park with Zelda and a ton of roller coasters. Levi works the bag check station and was going to let us in with vodka and in some water bottles. Zelda's adventurous idea. But right now, my life is a bit of a roller coaster itself, and making a video to go with our fundraiser or launching is a better use of our time than throwing up in public. But it's for the best. If my weather app is to be believed, it's going to be sunny, humid, and 92 degrees today, which is the actual worst weather, rain included, to stand in lines all day at Hershey Park. Because that's what a summer trip to a park is, standing in lines for roller coasters all day. Standing in line when they break down, leaning against the scorching metal rails when your back starts to hurt, sitting on them when your feet start to hurt, counting your blessings when the queue has protection from the sun, and those fans that spray water enough to disguise that disgusting and those fans that spray water enough to disguise the disgusting amounts of sweat on your face, arms, and generally everywhere area. Thoughts of B&M's impending closure wouldn't be so easily lost in a loop or corkscrew turn anyway. Why? This has been on the schedule since before graduation. Astrid sits on my bed. I gather clean clothes with one hand and devour my donut in the other. Zelda's making a video for her channel to promote the fundraiser. I manage to stay around a mouthful of chocolate. But neither of you work today. Don't you want to enjoy a day off together? I stop. We'll have plenty of days off together when B&M's secure. She sighs. I really hate how stressed this whole thing is making you. You should be enjoying your last summer before college, not working nonstop. That's laughable. This is her business, her family legacy I'm trying to save. Why isn't she stressed? Someone has to be. I grab a tissue from my desk and clean icing off my hands. I'd feel worse if I just sat here and watched the store die. I tried not to glare at her. I just want to get this video done. She stays quiet, watching me, a frown pushing lines onto her young face. You don't have to do a fundraiser or any of this, you know. You don't have to do a fundraiser or any of this, you know. You don't need to add extra work to your plate. It certainly doesn't feel like that. It feels like I'm eating for 2 days since she's apparently fasting. Zelda takes another long gulp of water until the bottle is empty. Water. She shrugs at my pointed and disgusted stare. I already had the vodka ready for her. What was I supposed to do? Funnel it back in my mom's bottle and hope she didn't notice that the amount increased after she supposedly drank it? Or maybe you could have saved it for another day, not the one we're filming an important video on? She tosses the empty bottle into the little green recycling bin behind the counter, where Ravi doesn't even budge from his hunched position. He flips the page of his graphic novel, or maybe it's a comic. I don't even know the difference, and now it makes me feel like I'm not a good bookseller as I think. I don't really know the difference. Graphic novel and comic. I don't really know the difference, and now it makes me feel like I'm not a good book. bookseller as I think I am. I'm not as good a bookseller as I think I am, but I can't ask him and admit defeat. I'll go ask Google later. Literally me. Sorry, Mom, Zelda says, rolling her eyes. Would you feel better if you had some? What are you going to regurgitate it and spit it into my mouth? She gives me a pointed stare so heavy her golden messy bun shifts forward on her head. I have another bottle. The store is empty except for the three of us, and I'm not technically working, but being drunk here feels like a scandal, and one of us needs to be able to drive after the video's over. I imagine it's not actually going to take the 2 hours Zelda predicted, but then again, she's the one used to making videos. Maybe they usually take this long, or maybe she's low-key drunk in all of them, that's why they take so long to make. Madeline, Zelda says, grinning, says again, shaking the extra bottle in my face. Yes or no? No, can we set up the video now? You're so antsy. She zips the bottle into her small white backpack and tosses it over Robbie's head. He finally looks up. Isn't she so antsy? He's not even paying attention. The actual vendors could have stopped in the store by now and he wouldn't have noticed. He raises an eyebrow at me, then mutters to Zelda. She is antsy. A drop of sweat drips down my back despite the AC. I pat my shirt against the area, soaking it up. What's your deal? She sets up her tripod. What's your deal? She sets up her tripod and camera, moving them both in front of the window, facing the bookshelves, where the first thing she did was organize the books to spell out her name as an Easter egg for her fans. No deal. It's just hot. It's always hot. She turns her camera on, and a little square of B&M is visible in the viewfinder. What's going on? You're killing my buzz. I'm frustrated. Sexually? No, with Astrid. Definitely not sexually then. Ravi interjects, flipping a page. The door chimes, and a middle-aged man wearing glasses and a Hawaiian-style shirt steps in. We all freeze, nodding at him, but he just smiles and heads into the stacks. Please let me know if you need any assistance, Robbie calls after him, already re-engaging in his comic. By the time the man checks out with Robbie, I've told her everything, just like the... Okay, I'm not swearing here, this is like a beaver dam, just so you know. Just let that dam loose, whatever the phrase is. And instead of offering insight or sharing my frustration, she says, Astrid's dealt with the store for a long time. Maybe she's just done. She adjusts her Peter Pan collar. Oh, hey, when you drop me off at home, do you want to stay to drunk dive? I tilt my head, not giving me much of a choice if I want you to live. So, you'll be sober swimming? Zelda, I hate feeling like a nag, but lately it seems like I'm the only person taking this seriously. Yes, I should be spending my summer having safe fun with my best friend, but that's not in the cards I was dealt. It's just an option, and I wish she'd get on board. She grins, nodding toward the shelf. Let me fix the focus, stand a foot in front of the shelf. I do, squinting in the bright light from outside. What do you think? Should I say something to Astrid? Tell her to get her head in the game? I think she's your aunt and your boss. You should let her process what's happening to her store in her own way. She twists the lens a little, squinting at the viewfinder. Maybe she just needs someone to snap their finger in front of her face. Get her to come to her senses. Maybe she's in shock. She offers a sympathetic look. Oh, Mads, get real. I step forward too. I don't know. Smack her? But she waves her hands at me. A foot away from the bookshelf. I have to redo my focus now. Are you sure you can even see clear with how much vodka you just chugged? She waves away my statement. It hasn't hit me quite yet. Stay right there. She grabs tape from her back pocket and marks the floor where the toes of my sneakers, what used to be her sneakers, rest. It's Astrid. You can't tell her what to do, and it's a waste of time to try. What you're saying is I should let her sabotage the store. What should one day be my store by not doing anything? She laughs, laying another piece of tape next to my feet. Not exactly, but she has to want to save the store. She's been open to what you suggested so far. She straightens up. Are you sure you don't want some vodka? It'll loosen you up. I'm sure. It's only now that I realize how stiffly I'm standing. I roll my shoulders and neck with a sigh. This is so important. This is just so important to me. I know, she says, shaking me gently by the shoulders. Now let's shoot this video before the vodka fully kicks in, or you'll be holding me up scarecrow style. She presses the record button on her camera, and I wish I were anywhere but here. Not now. I can't seem to force my face muscles into anything other than a blank expression, but I try. Hey, students, Zelda says, waving the camera. I've seen her film before, but she hadn't shot the introduction while I was around. I want to laugh, but suck it in, using the feeling to create a smile. This is Zelda's required reading, here with my best friend and book wizard, Madeline. I wave at the camera, and it's so awkward. I know Robbie's watching us, but if I look in his direction, I'll burst into laughter. I get that. Recording these, you're just like, actually not with the audiobooks, but with like my other channels, I'm just like, I feel so like, your first couple just feel like awkward. I know I normally post on videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but this video is a little special. It actually has nothing to do with one specific book, but everything to do with a whole bunch of books. She gestures to the books on the shelves behind me, then turns to me. I'll cut this out and put confetti or something on the title card. Back to the camera. I've mentioned it before, but I work at a local indie bookstore with Madeline, and we have created a GoFundMe page to basically ask the amazing book community to help us save it. She points at the camera. You guys can't see it, but maybe I'll show you later. There's another bookstore across the street that's trying to run us out of business, and we can't let that happen. Books and More is an institution. I'm even using the word correctly. Basically, it's kick butt, and the store across the street is just a butt. I shift next to her. Is it going too far to slander them to 10,000 or more people online? Did I even need to be in this video if I don't have to say anything? Will people be able to tell I'm sweating in 1080p? 1080p. I can imagine the comments now, the ones that focus on my appearance instead of the message. Do you want to say anything specific? Zelda waits for me to answer. I glance at the camera, then her. To the camera or you? As hilarious as it would be if you only addressed me in the video, I meant the camera. Like what? Anything you want to say about B&M or Prologue, or if you want to turn this into one of those videos where you come to the realization that you have feelings for Z. I'm just saying my viewers would definitely ship hashtag Jadalyn. Jadalyn? Oh my gosh. I don't know, I said Jadalyn. It's Jadalyn. My face grows hot as I look to the camera, Zelda doing the same, and I think of how badly I want to squash Jasper beneath my Vans. Books and More is my family store, but it's kind of more than that. It's another family member, a place I go when I want to feel useful or safe or just to escape. I want to run this store after college, but now that might not be a possibility. We need some extra funding to stay open, so any donations would be really appreciated. I glance at Zelda now, who smiles encouragingly, but not entirely like my best friend, more like the YouTube personality version of her. We've even set up a system that you can order certain books from us as if you'd prefer the money be spent that way. A link to the list of available books will be posted in the description below on my Twitter, and each purchase will come with a signed required reading bookmark. She adds. I nod, feeling sick to my stomach for being so honest and needy and out of my depth. These strangers don't even owe us anything. I could just be putting myself out there to be trolled. She turns to me again. Anything else? Date and time of the fundraiser? Oh yeah, duh. To the camera. Our GoFundMe page is officially live now. Please click the link here. She gestures vaguely above her, then looks to me and points to my nose. Or here. Now she does a sweeping gesture below our torsos, a giggle escaping her lips. Or here. Or in the description of the video below. She points down. I think the vodka is hitting her. And, as always, she starts to slur. Tune in on Tuesdays and Thursdays for book interviews, author reviews, and general bookishness from me, Zelda, from Required Reading. She winks and delivers a heavy glance in my direction. I wave to the camera, unsure. She bursts into laughter and rushed forward to stop the recording. I can't tell if the mess-up was on purpose or because of the alcohol. I want to transfer it to my computer and see if it's as terrible as I think it might be. Then we can get some interior and exterior shots of the store, maybe some of prologue, do some fancy some focus shift crap for the intro and outro. She spins toward me with the camera clenched in her hands. We should record a prank on prologue. Part of me screams, yes, but the other part reminds me that I'm not drunk. Or that senseless. No, that seems like it wouldn't really win people over in the terms of helping us. Not that it isn't completely tempting. She deflates. Fine. I'll have the video edited tonight and posted tomorrow. Are you ready? I'm not expecting much. You can hope for it, but not expect it. The only thing I can control is how I help B&M personally. I'm hoping to be so busy planning the next event that I won't even notice when the fundraiser tanks. Just wait a few donations and you'll feel differently. She turns to Robbie, who stares at us with a smile and his chin perched in his palm. Books and more, she chants. Books and more. Books and more. All right. That was the end, and obviously, as you could see, someone came over and told me to wrap it up. Actually, I don't think you saw that part, but wrapped it up, and that was the end of chapter 11, which ended on page 133. So I will see you guys for the next chapter. Chapter 12 starts on page 134. Thank you guys for listening. Remember to subscribe, like this video, and tell a bunch of other people. Growing a family here. So, peace out for now. Bye, guys. Ciao.